Here we see a very rough map of the world in about the 1400s, the 15th century. Now you can see the lines in the map. These describe the journey of European explorers of the period. You can see the red lines and the green line describe seafarers, those explorers who sailed mostly from Portugal and Spain to discover new worlds. Of course, at the time, they didn't believe they were discovering new worlds. They felt they were discovering new passages to the Indies. And you can see the pictures around the side here, kind of hard to make out, but they describe spices that these explorers were pursuing. They were looking for commercial routes to the Spice Islands, commercial routes to India for silks, spices, and other products. So one good way to sum up the motivation of these explorers, what was their motivation? Well, a quick way to figure out their motivation is the 3 G's: gold, God, and glory. They were pursuing gold, they were pursuing wealth. Indeed, they were to find gold when we see the Inca and the Aztec civilizations. They were motivated by religion. They felt it was their duty to spread Christianity in these new lands. And they were pursuing glory for their forming nations. Around this time, kings and queens and nations were coming together, and this was a glorious thing to pursue exploration in the New World. So who were these explorers? Well, the most noted, of course, is Christopher Columbus. 1492, Columbus sails the ocean blue. There are others. Bartholomew Diaz, who sailed around the Cape of Good Hope, and Vasco da Gama, who reached India by navigating around Africa. Ferdinand Magellan was another, and of course the founder of the Portuguese explorers was Prince Henry the Navigator, who set up a school of navigation in Portugal, in Lisbon. So we should ask, what happened when Portugal, Spain, and the other European nations met the peoples of the Americas? Well, the story of the conquistadors is informative here. The first conquistador, the first well-known conquistador, is Hernan Cortez. Hernan Cortez landed in the early 1500s in modern-day Mexico, and he confronted the Aztec civilization. And about 30 years later, after reading about Cortez's journey, Francisco Pizarro moved into modern-day Peru and came across the Incas. The story of how Cortez confronted the Inca, the story of how Cortez confronted the Aztec, and how Pizarro confronted the Inca is very, very similar. In both cases, they captured the emperor and held him for ransom, and eventually overcame the native inhabitants, overcame these great civilizations, the Aztec and Inca. Now, these Aztec and Inca had great gold and silver deposits, which was to be very beneficial for Spain. But we also know from the Guns, Germs, and Steel video that there was another factor at play. And this factor was germs and the spread of smallpox, against which the natives had no protection. So the Age of Discovery continued. Hernan de Soto, you can see in the map, you should recognize that, Florida. Hernan de Soto in 1539 starts expanding into North America. And we can see that from here, greater and greater European expansion into the Americas, north and south, starts to take place.